And just remember, no one's ugly, we're just poor. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 29. I am your host Alanized and this is Noche de Pendejadas. Para todas las pendejas que no saben qué es esto, escuchen pendejas. Noche de Pendejadas is a weekly episodic show that premieres every Wednesday where I go ahead and bring your favorite influencers to chismear, have a cocktail and see what the fuck they've been up to. So si tú quieres ver a tu influencer favorito, hazme un pinche favor and drop their usernames down below. La semana pasada, you guys, les traje un invitado super chingón y esta semana no es una excepción. Please help me welcome tonight's guest, Des! Hello! How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Para decirles, you guys, that this has been a little bit in the making.
Yeah.
I feel like we were supposed to film when? Maybe like a month ago?
Yeah, we were like, okay, let's do it.
I remember we were talking about it at Africa's wedding.
Yes,
because we had rescheduled, pero la niña tenía vacaciones, tenía trips. Siempre anda de viaje, you guys. So hasta que hizo tiempo, and today we're making it happen. So thank you so much for making the time for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited. You guys, I was
nervous.
telling her this is the first time I'm sitting down with Des and talking to her, and y'all already know I get anxiety sweat when I'm like interviewing someone new and exciting. So ahorita en un ratito se me va a ir el sudor because I'm gonna get comfortable, you know? So para todos ustedes allá en casita que no conocen a Des, I'm gonna go ahead and send it over to her para que ella les diga un poquito más de quién es y qué hace.
Hi you guys, so I'm Destiney. I go by Destiney Marie or DesXMX on Instagram. I'm 19 years old, gonna be 20 soon. I do like fashion, you know, makeup, mostly fashion. I'm trying to lean into that, and then yeah, that's pretty much.
She's like, I do a little bit of everything. Ya que la conocieron un poquito más, when did we meet? I feel like the first time we met was at a Halloween party. Yes,
yeah,
at Leo's.
I think it was.
At Leo's.
I think we like followed each other, but then we met officially.
At Leo's party.
At Leo's
and I remember
party.
during that time, you guys, I was planning my Halloween party. So I was like, she's probably not gonna even show up porque no nos habíamos conocidos.
Yeah,
you know, kind of like when you follow a bitch, but you don't know each other. That was very much us. And then ever since then, I've kind of been seeing you everywhere. You've been popping on my For You. You've been popping at events everywhere. On the second one, you guys está ella. So I'm super excited to learn more about you. So para empezar, yo quiero saber un poquito más de ti. Yo pienso que you don't really, you know, you share a lot online, but you don't share enough. So I want to know a little bit more about you. How was your childhood? How was it like growing up being you?
Okay, well, I grew up with my mom. She was a teen mom. She got pregnant at 15. So, you know, it was me and her for like 2 years. And then my dad had passed away when like I was still in my mom's stomach. So it was like, you know, it was kind of like rocky. But then she met my stepdad. And my stepdad had a daughter, she was my age as well. So it was like, you know what I mean, a little here and here, but like we weren't close. I was like, oh, I don't really want to talk to her. Like, I don't like, that's not my dad. You know what I mean? Like that.
You're not my sister.
Yeah, I was like, you're not my sister. You're not my dad. But he took care of me, and you know what I mean? He basically raised me, and I loved both of them so much. Yeah. And then they had my other little sister who's gonna turn 15. She's having her quince in August. Damn. I know. So then they had her. I was mad too because I was like, you know what? I was the only child, and then now
you're like, now
I have all these siblings. Yes.
Yeah.
And then I have my little sister. Her name's Luna. She's 3. She's turning 4. So
you went from being an only to like sharing your parents' love with like 3 other siblings.
Exactly. And I was always like, no, like that's my mom. Like I don't want her to have no more kids. Like I was super, super attached to my mom. I remember this one time she dropped me off at, like I still remember this vividly. She dropped me off at preschool and I was like crying, like grabbing onto her, like didn't want to leave her.
Like, bitch, I ain't going to preschool.
Yeah, no, literally.
Middle school and high school.
Middle school, I actually like got bullied a lot in middle school. Yeah,
really?
like, and it was mostly by guys too. Like, oh, like you don't have big boobs, or like you're like flat, like all of this. And I'm like, girl, we're in 6th grade.
And now they're in your DMs.
No, literally in my DMs. Like it's so funny. But yeah, middle school was like rocky here and there. You know, a lot of drama. But it's like we were young.
Like
you know,
little
it's like
kid drama.
Little kid drama. And then high school, I kind of transitioned into, you know, like I was already influencing, like getting into not influencing, but like I had a like bit of followers. Yeah, already getting into 9th grade and this. But high school was good. I liked high school.
Was TikTok a thing or was it Musical.ly at at the time. If you're talking about high school, that was probably like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Musically was my middle school, and then like getting into my ninth grade, it was like transitioning into TikTok, but it wasn't that big yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How did you go from being, your average high school, kid to getting into the influencer world? I feel like everyone always has a story, and I'm always very like, ¿Qué es tu historia? ¿Qué es tu historia? So I want to know how you came about and how you ended up being Des.
Okay, so first and foremost, there was this one kid named Steven Fernandez. He was like a skater. He was a skater, and like I was in love with him, like so in love with him. Like how people are kind of like with us, what I mean? I was like that with him. And I remember like I joined one of his contests, and it was like basically like you post in his merch, and he'll choose, and he'll come to your house, bring you wings and everything, and like be in his YouTube video.
Oh shit!
And he was really big at the time. Like,
no, I think he was like an OG influencer. Yes. Like he was doing influencing when like influencing wasn't even a thing.
Yes, exactly. So I won his contest. He came to my house, whatever. Like I freaked out, and he put me on his YouTube. So everybody knew who I was from there because like, oh, she won the contest.
Like the fandom.
Yeah, exactly. And then I remember going to one of his meet and greets, and like people were coming to ask me for pictures, and I was like, what? I'm not used to this. So it was really that. It was like there, and then I had that. I won another contest. It was kind of like a group contest, like with my friends. So I had that little followers, and then I got hacked. So I was like at 50K, which is, it's still a lot of followers, and I got hacked. And then I remember like it wouldn't let me log into Instagram. So like until I got a new phone, I was able to get the Instagram app again. So I was like off Instagram for like 6 months, and then I like started it, and I was just posting like regular posts, And they were getting on like the explore page. And then Fashion Nova reached out to me, and I only had like 9,000 followers when they like reached out. And then like from there I just like was posting them, and then more brands started reaching out, and then it kind of just went up from there.
Do you hate making plans for the weekend and not knowing whether you'll get paid in time? Of course you do, because no one likes waiting on a paycheck, especially when you've got bills due. Good thing there's Chime. Now you can get your paycheck up to 2 days earlier with direct deposit. That's up to 2 more days to save, pay bills, and generally just feel good about your money situation. But Chime is more than just about getting paid early. It's also an award-winning mobile app, checkings account, debit card, and optional savings account. I personally like Chime because who got time to be waiting on your payments to hit your bank account? With Chime, I make sure that my money is in my account up to 2 days earlier. So what are you waiting for? Hopefully not your paycheck. Get started with Chime today. Applying for a free account takes less than 2 minutes. You heard that right, 2 minutes. Get started at chime.com/Alan with a double N. That's chime.com/ALANN. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank NA. Members FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depend on payer. You got picked up by the Steven Fernandez fandom. You grew a following. Te desaparecieron tu página. How did you feel at that moment? Because I'm sure, little you was probably like, bitch, I'm about to make it. I'm going to be the next Steven Fernandez. How did you feel that moment that they're like, hee, you're hacked?
You're gone. No, I was so sad. I was crying. I was like, no, like all my stuff, all my pictures, like they hacked into everything, like Instagram, Snapchat, like almost my iCloud if I didn't like change my passwords and stuff. Like I had everything gone, and like they were trying to expose me and like do all these things. So I was sad. Like I didn't know like what to do at the time. But like at the same time, I wasn't like influencer big, what I mean? Like I wasn't into that world yet. So I was just like, okay, whatever, like it happened.
When your account got hacked, influencing wasn't, it was brand new.
Yeah.
It wasn't like people were getting brand deals. People we're talking about what, like 6 years ago maybe?
Yeah, I was in, I think like 8th grade going into my freshman year. Actually,
so
freshman
19.
or like sophomore around there.
So what's that like?
I was probably like 13, 14.
Yeah, so it's a large time frame, you guys, and I feel like imagine losing your Instagram now.
Oh my god.
I'd
be done.
I'd be like, all right, gotta hit up McDonald's or some shit. That's scary because I feel like before, también la gente, it was easier to get hacked. Because before they didn't have the 2-step authorizations and all those other stuff going into like, the influencers, because I feel like now Instagram really does take celebrities, influencers, and people that make a living off of social media serious. You started doing social media. You got contacted by Fashion Nova. How was that like? Because I'm sure, was that your first brand that ever contacted you?
Yes, that was my first brand ever.
That's crazy because that's a big brand.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my god, Fashion Nova. Like I was so excited. First it was just like, you know, I'll send you clothes and
Yeah.
you post, you know what I mean? So I was posting. I was excited like no matter what.
You're
I
like,
was
bitch, fuck it, free
yeah, I was like
clothes,
Fashion
yeah.
Nova. So I was posting for them, and then that was still like my only brand deal or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, we want to do paid posts. So like we started doing that, and I was like,
You're
okay,
like-
money. Like I was seeing money when I was young. Like I wasn't working
Yeah.
and stuff. So I was excited, and then just like from there, then different like little brands started hitting
Yeah.
me up, and then like slowly I started getting like bigger.
And you're like,
bigger.
bitch, money? Like,
Yeah,
I was doing
I was
this shit
like,
for free.
yes,
Like, I would have been down for
exactly.
more clothes.
No,
yeah.
literally, yeah.
So, okay, so you've been on social media for a good time then. So,
yeah.
you know, it's crazy to think when I barely started following you, maybe like a year and a half ago, or you barely started popping on my For You page a year and a half ago, you would think that like, oh, she probably barely started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Throughout your whole time on social media, what do you feel has been the hardest for you?
The heart, like just like in
In
like
general.
in general.
Like what has been like, oh shit, doing the pictures, doing the
Yeah.
videos, the consistency. What has been hard for you to keep up with?
Probably like just coming up with ideas that are
Yeah.
so unique to everybody that it's like, oh my god, like I want to follow her, like
Yeah.
I want to keep up with her, you know. And I try, like I do, but it's like I just get so stuck in my own head where I'm like, oh, like I don't know what to post, or I don't know if people are gonna like this, or like if a post does bad, I'm like, damn, like,
You're like,
you know
I
what I mean?
suck.
Like, yeah, I'm like, I'm a flop, like, you know.
You're like, I'm in my flop era, me right now.
literally.
But it's crazy because you do really think like that when
Yeah.
you're creating content, because I feel like as a creator, that's what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
and that's your job. It's kind of like if you work at a fucking construction site and you can't even build a house.
Yeah.
You're like, bitch, you're flopping. Like,
Yeah.
go work
They're like,
somewhere
why am
else.
I even here?
So not too long ago, maybe like a year and a half ago, estabas en una polémica in where you were having a very public nasty breakup.
Yeah.
It's very rare when a breakup ends on good terms.
Yeah.
And when it does, it's like, yeah, you did something
Yeah.
right. What was going through your head when all of this was going on?
Oh my god, literally so much. So first we broke up like natural, like us, you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? And like I didn't ever want to put it on social media because I know we owed our like supporters an explanation, but I was like, you know, I just still need to like heal from this, and like I don't want to have it out there. So like we kind of just did that, but we were like, oh, we're still friends, you know what I mean? Like we still like, oh, like who are you talking to? Like, oh, what are
Yeah.
you doing? You know what I mean? Like friends never works out in a like after breaking up. So that was us, and then I was doing my own thing, you know what I mean? And like he kind of got mad about it, and then he like went on social media and started posting like, oh, like, what did he say? He was like, oh, like I knew it from the start, like I never should have like trusted you, I've never should have done, like just watch guys, like I'm gonna expose her, like it's demon time, and like started making TikToks,
yeah.
like made a whole YouTube video. I asked him not to. I was like, dude, like it's nobody's business,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's between us two, like what I'm doing and like what you're doing. And no, like he still made a whole like 10-minute YouTube video like trying to expose me and everything, like thinking it would bring me down,
Yeah.
which thankfully it didn't. I didn't fight fire with fire. I literally ignored everything that was like being said
Coming
to
your
me.
way,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like didn't like never explain my breakup on social media ever. Like I think this is my first time like publicly talking
I'm
about
like,
it.
me over here getting the cheese
Yes.
whiz.
And literally never.
Do you feel like going through that? I feel like, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't your first ever breakup. It was your first ever public breakup, or was it your first breakup in general?
Well, that was probably like my first like real boyfriend, like that I introduced to my family. You know, I've had
Okay,
like the
okay.
high school like boyfriends, but it wasn't like anything serious. He was my first like serious relationship.
So when you guys got together, you guys both decided to bring it on social media, or did it just naturally fall on social media?
So he was already like a certified like Instagram influencer. I was so just like fashion influencer,
Yeah,
you know,
like
just
you were on
posting
your
for
come up.
fashion. Yes,
Yeah.
literally. So he was best friends with Alex. That
Oh,
was, yeah,
okay. So
that's
that's
how
how
I
you
met
know
Alex.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody says I stole him from Alex, you know what I mean? Whatever. So he was already big, and we went to Rolling Loud with each other, and he posted me, and then everybody was like, well, who's this? Like who, you know what I mean? And then like we started like dating or whatever, and like I remember he accidentally posted a picture of me and him, like, and we were kissing, and it went everywhere. I swear to you, I went from like probably 50K followers to 100K followers in like one night.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it was like that. And then like from there we kind of just were, I like told my parents about it because like obviously it was on social media.
You're
and
like,
then,
fuck, they're gonna see it
like they're
first.
gonna see it
Yeah.
already. So then we just went from posting there, and then it was just 2 years of that.
Do you feel like going through such a ugly public breakup, do you feel like it's changed your view on relationships, especially on social media? Because I feel like a lot of, I know a lot of influencers that are in relationships and, have their things going on, but they are scared to put it on social media because once you put it out there, it's no longer just yours and his relationship. It's the world's. Do you feel like going through that made you change how you view relationships online?
100%. I like right now, the time that we are living in, I don't think I ever want to put a relationship online, just because even if like the other person is an influencer as well, like it brings in my followers and the other person's followers, and it's just like, oh, like what are you doing? Like where is he? Like if he's not in a video, where is he? Like you guys broke up. Like it's just so much like pressure on both of us that I just don't ever want to like do that ever again. Like I'd rather just keep it private. I feel like it causes less problems. And
I also do feel I feel like the less people know, the less people interfere. Because even me, I have a very public relationship. I'm fucking out whenever I go to events and my boyfriend doesn't go because either he's working or he's home or he just doesn't want to go. Empiezan los pinches chismes. Andan enojados. Que they're not together anymore. And I'm like, bro, like he has a life. I do too. And just because we live together doesn't mean we do everything together. I mean, we kind of do. But hindsight is 2020 and you can't change the past. But if you can get a little help from your future self, maybe you'd borrow a little cash. Now you can with Dave. Dave is a banking app that can help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. That's more money to fill your tank, buy a wedding gift, or catch up on bills. You can finally tackle those expenses that have been stressing you out without any hangups. There's no interest and no credit check needed. Millions of people have already downloaded the Dave app to get financial relief they need with extra cash. So if you're in a pinch and need some extra help, download Dave and think of it as a helping hand for the future you. I personally love Dave because, girl, we all know times are hard right now, gas prices are high, and who doesn't need $500 instantly with extra cash? Download the Dave app from the App Store right now. That's DAVE. Sign up for the extra cash account and get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve, member FDIC, and remember, future you will thank you. Obviously, you're on social media, so you have a lot of friends. A lot of them are men. And en cuanto alguien te mira con un hombre, sea un amigo, sea hasta even someone you've known for a long time, they automatically start shipping you. How does that make you feel in that moment? Because I'm sure you've read the comments and you see everything.
All my comments, First, it was me and Alex Blessive shipped. Like they're dating, but like no, because she's best friends with. I mean, she dated Carlos, like whatever. So it was me and him, and then I was like, no, guys, like it's weird, you know what I mean? Because like we're really close, and for you guys to like put that pressure on us, like even if we did a normal video, it was like it made us feel like weird. What the hell? Yeah, like why are they? You know what I mean? Like it feels weird. So it was him first, and then me and Ale, as everybody knows, they're like, oh, you and Ale, are you guys together? You guys together? It like all of my I was on live the other day. Are you and Ale together? Where's Ale? Like this and this. You know what I mean? It just makes everything like weirder. You know what I mean? It just puts more pressure because I'm like, no, like we're not together. But then it's like I don't want to make it seem like I wouldn't want to be with him. You know what I mean? Like in a way. So it just
you also just don't want to make it seem like you're trying so hard to convince them otherwise.
That I'm not.
And then they're like, nah, this bitch is trying too hard to convince us. They must be, you know? I just feel like people online, going back to what you were saying, I feel like en cuanto les das una oportunidad, even a little bit of like talking space, they'll fucking run with it. And they'll be like, oh, she gave us one little 5-second video where they were dancing, they must be going out.
Yes, like we did a bachata video for like for his channel.
I saw it recently, like last week, right?
Literally, and everybody's like, cute couple. Oh, they're dating. They're like, how do you know? We just know. I'm like,
I literally saw comments because a veces uno también, I'm an influencer, pero también a veces uno es chismoso. You know what I mean? And also because I was having her on the show, so even more like whenever I'm gonna have a guest, I'm always like chismoso as fuck. And I was seeing comments like that, and I'm like, damn, like let these people just be friends. If they want to be friends, let them do whatever they want. If they're not obviously sharing anything with y'all, it's none of y'all business.
Okay. Like when I want to share, I'll share it, and if it's ever ready to come out, then it will come out.
But she's not confirming anything, y'all, so I don't want you guys to take this little bit of fucking conversation like and they are. It's just a normal conversation. You know what I mean? ¿Cómo pueden ver tus seguidores on Instagram? Your fashion taste, chef's kiss. Were you always this fashion forward? Were you always this good at putting shit together? Because girl, if I looked at this outfit at the store, I would never be like, put it together. But you make it look so good.
Thank you.
Es el cuerpo. Es la modelo, you guys. Es la modelo, because I could never. But were you always this like good with fashion?
I think kind of transitioning once I started like getting into social media, I started seeing like more people and like, their outfits and like how people are dressing. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to look like them. You know what I mean? Because I feel like when I was on social media, I looked very young. I feel like I still look young, but like I felt like I was very baby compared to all other influencers. Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I need to like dress a little older and like look a little like this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just kind of started to know Pinterest. You go through Pinterest, you go through people's like Instagram accounts, and you kind of just like grab inspiration from like everywhere. And then like recently, I just love shopping. Like every time I'm like, oh, I could see this with this. You know what I mean? So I just like put it together. I feel like whatever like makes me feel good.
Do you ever have times where like outfits don't work out for you?
Oh my God, all the time. I was like, today I was like, I'm gonna just wear an outfit I already wore because I don't want to be stressing in the morning.
Have you worn this? I feel like I've never seen you wear it.
I haven't posted in it.
Oh, so she's like, I'm gonna post it today.
Don't worry.
No, because I feel like what is one of your fashion icons or someone that you look up to in that fashion space? You're like myself, bitch.
For real. No, I like the Kardashian families. You know what I mean? Their taste is so, I feel like it's very unique and like all that. You know what I mean? But like besides that, nobody. Like,
it's so funny when she first got here, we were talking about your glasses. You know what I mean? You make shit that like the average person would like talk so much shit on and look good. I was just telling her that I love those glasses. I actually have them too. Y los posteé. When did I post them? When I was in Vegas, and everyone was clowning me for them. Like, oh, you look like this, you look like that. But like, you make them look so good, and they look very good. Do you ever feel like too much going out in public? Because
sometimes
IG outfits are different than like everyday outfits.
Sometimes I do. Like I always tell, like when I'm going out, I'm like, oh, like I kind of want to dim myself down a little bit more because I don't want people to stare at me. But then like recently I've been trying to be like, I'm a bad bitch. Like I'm going to step out, like trying to wear heels like during the day because I feel like people will be like, why is she wearing heels right now? You know? But like I have a heel obsession. So I'm like trying to like step out of that and like feel comfortable with like not, how do you say, like people's norm of like what you're not supposed to wear. Exactly. So I just been kind of like wearing what I want to wear, and if people want to stare, people will stare, and that's
like, and if I'm extra bitch, maybe they're basic.
Don't worry.
And it's crazy to like, do you ever like being on social media, especially being on social media for the amount of time you've been on social media, do you ever catch yourself like comparing yourself to others, or does that ever fuck with you mentally?
I feel like a lot. I feel like I look at people's pages and I'm like, why don't I look like them? Or you know what I mean? Like a lot of I feel like I compare myself a lot to white girls, which I shouldn't, you know what I mean? But I'm like, oh, they have the beautiful blonde hair and the beautiful, green eyes, But I try a little bit to like step myself back and like, I'm so thankful for what I have. Or like, well, my house doesn't look like this, or my videos don't come out like that. Like I step myself back and I'm like, you know what? I'm blessed to have what I have and be in this position, so I'm not ever gonna take it for granted.
And I feel like that's obviously like, even like if it makes you feel any better, I feel like you're not the only one. I feel like even the prettiest women on earth, like I'm sure she, it's just all our insecurities or the desire to want more than what we have. Because hasta uno cuando está contento con su vida, you guys, even me, like there's times where I'm like, dude, like I live such a nice life, like yo no me tengo que preocupar de muchas cosas, pero todavía it's not enough. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's very normal. It also has come with social media. Social media always makes you feel like you're not enough. What is one thing, for anyone that watches you, or even yourself, like even yourself a couple years ago, what is an advice you would give to a person watching or to yourself?
I think just always stay true to you. Never try to be somebody else, because you is beautiful. And just always keep that in your head, because you're always going to compare yourself like, oh, why doesn't my body look like this, or why doesn't my skin look like this, but you're beautiful no matter what. I always put that in my head. I look myself in the mirror and I'm like, you're beautiful, And then I think that's
And
it.
just remember, no one's ugly. We're just poor.
Poor.
Like, if you want that bomb body, go buy that bomb body. Like, it's very honest, you guys, because I feel like social media does make us, you know, especially girls. I feel like a lot of the time it's girls, makes them feel like, oh, you know, I'm not pretty enough. My body doesn't look like that. Well, neither did theirs.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these women online have their body enhanced. So, yes, it's what makes them happy, but what makes them happy shouldn't make you feel less of a woman, less of, you know, less beautiful, because that's their look on beauty. You shouldn't be inspired. I mean,
it shouldn't be the same.
Yes, you know what I mean? Everyone's beautiful, and I feel like this looks amazing on you. And I feel like a lot of people look at you and they're like, wow, I want to be Des.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to see that, like, even Des sometimes doesn't want to be Des.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's social media. Do you feel like to an extent social media can create fake narratives or ideas of how life really is?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because you can see somebody posting like, oh, I have the best life. I'm so rich. And they can be struggling behind the camera, you know? And it's always like that. Or like sometimes like you'll post your relationship, oh, perfect relationship, and it's failing, you know? So it's like, I think it just depends on the person. There's a lot of people who are really real with you and will like, oh, you know, I'm not going through the best time. But other people will try to make it seem like, no, I'm the best and I will always be the best.
All right, you guys, so después de tanto chisme, como que es tiempo to mix it the fuck up. And we're gonna go to the Wheel of Pendejadas. She got...
Guess the TikTokers.
We've done this before with Guess the Celebrity and Guess the Influencer, pero esta vez, in honor of Des, we're gonna do a little Guess the TikTokers. So, producción nos va a enseñar 5 fotos cropped of a TikToker, and we have to guess.
Okay.
Person that gets the most right wins. Very simple.
Win.
Okay, you guys? Ready?
Ready.
Okay, we're looking over there. Go. I suck. Fabio. No? I'm like, who's that?
That's not... Frank. Oh.
Who the fuck is that?
What the hell?
Can we get a clue?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what does it start with?
L?
That's not Louis.
That's not Louis. Yeah, I thought Louis too. I'm like, like the eyebrows giving a little Louis. L. Can we get a clue of who he hangs out with? Oh, fuck.
Well, how is he gonna know?
I'm like, fuck.
Luis.
Oh, Luis. Okay. That don't even look like him. That was such a fucking hard picture, bitch. We're over here like.
I was like, what?
That was hard. Okay, Des gets a point. Okay. Second one. Okay.
Africa.
Oh, that was a tie. We both get the point. So 2-1. Like, who the fuck is that?
What?
I'm like, I purposely asked for people we both know.
I know. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
It's always friends. Who's that? Is that a BTS guy?
Is that Noah Beck? But he doesn't know who Noah Beck is. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Noah
What
Beck.
the fuck?
I know.
That
It's
doesn't
like
look like
BTS.
him.
Alex.
Oh, yeah.
Fernanda. Yeah?
I'm like, didn't know who that was. That's what. All right, you guys. So ya después de ese jueguito, we are approaching the end of today's episode. Pero antes de que nos vayamos, I want to go ahead and turn it to Des para que nos diga what is next for Des.
Okay, so guys, I want to bring back my eyelashes. I was on live and I was getting ready and I was like, you know what? Like, I miss them so much. And a lot of people were like in love with them. Like, we sold out our first drop, like, you know, so I want to bring those back for you guys. And I took off my lash extension so I could start wearing my lashes again.
Yeah, because you're like, how are you going to sell lashes?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to bring those back. Stay tuned for that. And then I do want to come out with like merch, but not merch, you know, like I want it like very simple, like maybe like a shirt like this. So like you could wear on an everyday basis, but it's still cute, and like maybe like a little something right here, but nothing too much. So we'll see about that. And then stay tuned for YouTube. I want to grow on my YouTube and like keep doing YouTube.
You guys should go check her out on YouTube, you guys. So now with that being said, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and leave all her social medias down below and on the screen so you guys can go ahead and follow her on all her social medias. I will also be leaving mine so you guys won't miss any future episode. And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for being with us here today and talking to us. And thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.